Tonight on Red Eye.
Coming up on Red Eye, laser tag or treading water naked? Which one should become an Olympic event? The question NBC Sports didn't even think to ask. Plus, how many White Castle burgers does Joe Biden think he and the president can eat in one sitting?
13,000. 13,000.
And finally, how confident is the president he and Joe Biden can eat 13,000 White Castle burgers in one sitting?
The good news is I'm optimistic we can do it if we do it together.
None of these stories on Red Eye tonight.
And now, let's welcome our guests. Well, her thoughts are so hard-hitting, they leave bruises on your brain. I'm here now with Breitbart News contributor Sunny Johnson. Nicely done. Well, she'll make you French toast in the morning, but eat it all before you wake up, and then stab you in the face made from the bones of your dog. It's Joanne Nosachinski. And once again, he forgot to write his own intro. So convicted of indecent exposure 3 times, he never closes his robe. It's TV's Andy Levy.
Gotta update that.
And he's always crass, full of sass, and owns a firm ass. Sitting right next to me, actor and comedian Nick DiPaolo. That's a compliment.
A block. The lead. That's the first story. Your doctor called, Greg. He says you're lacking some vitamin me.
Oh, thank you. You have to say yes before you undress. A new bill in California would require school campuses to make affirmative consent the standard when it deals with reports of sexual assaults. In other words, it's not that no means no, it's that no yes means no. The bill allows that consent can be conveyed through clear, unambiguous actions as well as words, but, quote, relying solely on nonverbal communication can lead to misunderstanding. As columnist Kathy Young notes, the bill mirrors a wave of campus activism aimed at getting male students to ask first and ask often before engaging in sexual activity. For more on this, we go to Red Eye's education correspondent.
Hey, Shum! 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 Hey, Shum! Who's that?
Oh, that's cute. That makes me forget everything that hurt me as a child. Sonny, first off, I'm against non-consensual sex with anything and everything. I want to put that out there. But do you think this goes a little too far and kind of saps the romance from youthful love?
Greg, did you ask the dog, could you bury it in the snow before you put its video up? And did it say yes? Not just bark in approval. Did it actually say yes, Greg? You can. This is so ridiculous. All this is doing is setting a bunch. Women are supposed to be empowered. We're supposed to be strong. But yet, unless a man says, do you really want to have sex with me? Here, sign on the dotted line. We don't know what we're putting ourselves into. You know, it is like the most ridiculous thing. If this is what it takes to be a feminist, I don't want to be one.
Oh, wow. Well, Nick, you're a feminist.
I look like I look like a Greek lesbian.
Yes, you do. If you were in college, what would you do right now? As a young man in college and this was happening.
I'd get a hooker. Seriously, there's no paperwork. It's all in cash. This is actually I'd tell guys that.
Yeah.
Seriously, let the co-eds play with themselves with their toys and whatever. I'm dead serious. You're laughing, but I'm dead serious.
No, I actually agree.
They're being set up for entrapment here.
Yeah.
They really are. What am I going to show up my lawyer? Hi, this is Tammy, Alan Dershowitz. How are you? This is an argument to film sex. Right? Because
That's
if it's
true.
on film, there can be no...
That's true. In fact, a guy who wants to film sex can use this as an excuse.
I did.
Hey, look, I want to... You have, haven't you? Yes.
My wife.
Yeah.
And it was already legal. Right.
That's a good point.
It's a great point.
No, you just hit... It's,
I went to UMaine. I had a 2.4 in business.
No,
Don't underestimate me.
You accidentally went to another area of a good point, which is... Why does this only apply in college relationships? How come why doesn't it apply in marriage too? Why shouldn't you have the same rules?
Brought this up with F. Lee Bailey in the 80s.
Really?
Yes, I did.
I don't believe you.
But no, am I right?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
You're right. Like, I don't know why. Because you didn't follow up with my question.
What was it?
I don't know.
I never follow your question.
I don't know. It's Friday.
The stuff you send me, your questions never jive with what you always take it a different way.
I know.
I agree with a young black woman, which scares me. She was right on the money, though. You call yourself feminist, but you need a guy to sign something?
Yes. Yeah, you're surprised you agreed with a young black woman.
Yes, I am. And the answer,
you
can
be.
leave
I'm
that.
quite smart.
I know you are. You're way smarter than me. I could hear you in the green.
You should be happy.
The amazing thing is actually that he agrees with a smart person.
Andy, let me tell you something.
I had to say something.
Yeah, he did. He had to say something.
Can I just say one more thing?
Yes, before you.
The Antioch, it was Antioch College that
Right.
started. They were the first ones to say you had to get a verbal commitment
Right.
before you go to the next step,
Yes.
which never works. 'Cause you can't understand a woman with her mouth full, right?
Oh,
my
ladies and
It's a great joke. If it gets cut, I'm not coming back. I'm going to Joy Behar's house.
No, I'm leaving it in, but I'm denouncing it. I'm saying it's.
I am too.
I am denouncing. Joanne, a lot of this has to do, I think, with alcohol. Right? People
yeah.
drink on campus, I hear, although I was sober for most of that time, doing a lot of religious work. Does being drunk mean that any consent, there's no such thing as consent if you're drunk? That's basically.
I mean, yeah, there will probably be a lot of court cases that'll come up because of that, because people just love going to court for everything now. I think the thing is, you just need to drink so much that you don't remember.
Well, that's
Then there's no problem.
That is an amazing suggestion,
doing it right.
Joanne.
Right? The college kids aren't doing it right.
Wow. So you're saying that's only if you can, that's only if there's consent, Joanne.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. Good. I just
Wait, what did I just say yes to?
Exactly. I just wanted to make sure.
You're going to wake up in a snow pile, ready to bust your head out, and Grant got anything to do with it.
What? I'm not sure I understood what you said, but I think you either complimented
I'm
me.
talking about your abuse to the dog at the beginning of the show. Do not get it twisted.
Maybe because there are so many legal obstacles, there's nothing left for me but a dog.
Oh, God.
Is that legal?
It is legal in my mind.
And like I said, unless the dog says yes, Greg, it's not consensual.
That is true. Andy, but they do like it rough. That's terrible. Andy,
I kind of like it.
go ahead and give some stupid radical feminist defense
Sure.
of this.
I can't even do that. I don't know. This is what I do anyway. Do you want to have sex with me? And they say yes, and I say, are you sure?
Yes.
And they'll say, yeah, really? And it's usually 15, 20 times before I even, think, all right, I guess they do. I don't know. Can I propose something radical instead?
What?
Don't sleep with someone you don't know and trust?
That's a good point.
Oh, that sounds like a ball.
Is it? I know. I guess I don't know. Whatever.
Get married at 18, why don't you?
Some people have, and it turns out okay for them.
Yeah, from Tennessee, most of them.
Well, now you got to smear Tennessee.
No, I'm playing the next week. Just thought I'd mention it.
I think it would be funny if this actually did apply to relationships and marriages.
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine? Like, for women now, we put our sweatpants on, and that means no.
Right.
Could you imagine if we actually had to say no every single... I mean, the divorce rate would be higher than it already is. The sweatpants let you know that the answer is no, okay? That's the answer.
I did not know that.
Yes. Well, that's why I always wear sweatpants around the house,
Yeah,
Andy. It doesn't stop you.
No.
Hey, when my wife said I do...
Was it supposed to be stopping me?
Yes.
Yes, Andy.
Oh,
That's
I apologize.
Look at the definition of sweatpants in the dictionary. It means you get none tonight.
Sweatpants, no. Harem pants. Harem pants, yes.
The only thing I was committing was microaggressions, so don't worry about it.
Yes.
When your wife says I do, that's a verbal commitment. You don't know what she's saying yes to.
But you know what? The only time, this gives new meaning to talking to the hand. Right, Andy?
Sure.
When you're living alone
I don't follow.
and you got nobody, you got to ask your hand for permission.
Sign language
Sign
comes
language.
into
Yes.
hand.
Can I just say, Nick actually, and this is amazing, brought up a really good point.
Boy, the condescension tonight is just...
It is raining.
No, when you said about the guys having to film it, because the fact is, none of this matters because all a guy has to do
is lie.
is say, I asked for affirmative consent. I kept asking. She kept saying yes. And unless there's film of it,
That's true.
In a legal, battle, it's he said, she said.
No, that's actually true. I wrote that down. I forgot to say that. Everybody can lie about this. So in a sense, you have to actually photograph somebody signing something, right?
I have a camera in my hat while I'm having sex.
Yeah, but you were doing that for years.
Just ask Bill Clinton how he got away with all these years, and we figure it out.
There you go.
He didn't need consent.
Well, he just became president. That's a lot of effort to get laid,
There you go.
I have
I
to
can
say.
just picture the feminists that come up with this, though. She's sitting home with 9 cats right now, 5 o'clock shadow, rat tail. Just miserable, but very bright, obviously. But, seriously.
You are a thoughtful, progressive man.
I'm dead on the money.
Yeah, you're a stay-at-home
No,
dad,
they're all
aren't you?
good looking. Every feminist I've ever met. Have you ever met a feminist stripper? No, you haven't.
A lot of strippers are
Oh,
feminists.
please. They don't even know what feminism is.
To them, it's empowering.
Yes.
So
Her boyfriend $10 between their breasts.
All right. We're going to move on now after we've insulted the strippers
Take a
of
sip of
America.
timing.